FLUFFBUTTS, it's me, FaolanCortez Cult, and welcome back to more Changeling Tale! I've honestly missed this game so much, and I'm really enjoying the story with Malcolm and the other girls at the moment. We've had the war backstory, and Malcolm trying to adjust to his village life all over again, and Hazel, oh my god, that flipping horse, she is mugging me off so much, and I'm really hoping that she just smiles a little more in this part. And I'm excited to play more of this game, so let's continue on. Alright, so far we have met Miriam and the Flapper so far, but I wonder who is the girl on the left, but maybe we'll find out sooner or later, so let's get going. Okay, so we're now at the MacLeod homestead, so hopefully maybe we'll meet Miriam's sisters over here. Eventually, we reach the MacLeod homestead. We pull the horses up to the door and begin unloading Miriam's supplies. From behind me, I hear the door open and feet step out onto the gravel. Ah, so it's Miriam. Oh, Malcolm, do you remember my sister, Jessie? Soldier, good to see you again. Wait, that looked like the Flapper cake. Oh my god, the Flapper is... oh, wow. The Flapper that we met in the pub is Miriam's big sister or younger sister? What a coincidence. She's still looking as fabulous as ever. I think she's probably my favorite looking girl out of the game so far. I turn around and find myself face to face with the Flapper, still dressed to the nines in that red dress of hers. Yeah, you go, Malcolm, she's still looking attractive. Oh, did you two already cross paths? I, bumped into Jessie at the Stag and Nanny just yesterday. That's right. And getting ready to head back there myself. The routine's a big hit. Oh my god, she's always working there. She's dancing for all the horny men. Wearing that tramp thingy, I can't imagine why. Oh, don't take the mick out of her, Miriam. She looks so good. Why insult her like that? Miriam sighs, gestures to a full burlap sacks on the ground, and speaks louder. Jessie, say, could you grab these bags for me? Those dusty things? And risk soiling this dress? It cost me a small fortune, you know. Fine. Then where is Grace? Oh, so maybe that's the other sister. Yeah, where is she? Oh, she's in hiding. What? Like always, she's gone down to the water's edge, I believe. She took a bottle of ginger schnapps and a jar of sardines. Lord, that girl! I never know what she's thinking. Sounds like quite a meal. That's Grace for ya. I see Miriam's patience is wearing thin. She looks at Jessie, exasperated. That's a very descriptive adjective, Malcolm. Jeez. This seems to be a sisterly conversation in which I ought not overhear or participate in. Yep, do not get me involved. I have very little memory of young Grace, but she sounds like a pistol. Suspecting that Miriam might have her hands full yet again, I suggest that the two of us catch up another time. She looks guilty, but relieved. Yeah, both of them kind of look guilty right there. Alright, Malcolm. Thank you again for all of your help. Of course. If there's anything you need, you know where to find me. I'm just down the road. I bid the girls farewell, promising to take Miriam up on her offer of dinner and a reunion of old friends. See ya. She winked at me again. Did you see that? Jessie totally wants me. Is she trying to flirt with me again? Stop it. Good day, Malcolm. Give our best to Agnes. Oh, so we've finally met two of the sisters so far, Jessie and Miriam. If I had to choose my favourite sister out of those two so far, I would have to go for Jessie. She has such an audacity that I love. Hey-o, we're back at Granny's house. At home, Granny has tea waiting. After putting away our market goods, we dine lightly on mutton broth and wheat scones. Oh, that sounds delicious. Mutton broth, that's such a classic. Hello, Agnes. So, out with it, dear. Tell me about your first day back. There isn't much to say. Market was an adventure, though. Crowded, but fewer goods than I remember from last time I was there. I'm sure it'll do some good before things get back to the way they were, if they ever do. Everyone's been feeling the bite of the war, love. Did you run into any old friends? Yes, I did. Those MacLeod girls. Well, I did see two of the MacLeod girls, Miriam and Jessie too. I'm still surprised that Jessie works as a flapper down at the pub. God, she must be rolling in the profit. Ah, Miriam is a dearie. It's been some time since I last saw Jessie, though. Well, you know, you can always just toddle on down to the pub and bam, you'll see her right on the stage. Agnes, you don't get out of the house often. How are they faring? They seem to be doing well. I imagine it's been quite difficult with their father gone. Oh yeah, I wonder what happened to the father though.
I agree. You know, Miriam stops by here weekly with cornmeal and eggs. She routinely brings bread and muffins as well. I usually repay her by asking her to take mail into town. Oh darn my sock holes! Terror that I am!
She's always poking holes in her socks, damn. I nearly choke on the stew at the thought of having to handle Agnes's socks, a fate I would wish upon no one.
Gran!
You know she works very hard tending to their farm and taking care of her sisters.
Do I detect more than admiration in your voice?
I blush from ear to ear. Agnes, you don't need to poke so much into my own personal business. Well, truthfully, I would go for Jessie than Miriam. She took good care of me today, is all. It's nice to come back to such a warm welcome.
I can tell. Taking care of people is in her blood, Malcolm.
I laugh, shaking my head. Well, if it's nothing else, it's encouraging that you accept her help from time to time.
On the rare occasion, yes. So, what is Jessie up to these days?
She's taken up singing at the Stag and Nanny. Yeah, like I said, Granny, you should just toddle on over and see her perform.
Is that so? She does have a lovely voice. I suppose Balget talked her into that?
No, I get the sense it was her idea. She is very much her own woman.
How I miss her laugh and her broady jokes. She stopped by a few weeks ago with a small cask of hard cider.
Hard cider? What is that? I need to look that up. I've never heard of that before. Hard cider is an alcoholic beverage made from fermented... so hard cider is basically a fermented version of cider. That sounds gross.
And a new kerchief for me. Such a doll. I miss her.
What about Grace? Does she drop by as well?
Oh, well, Grace I don't see. I hardly don't remember the last time she was by. Ever since Christmas, she's been holed up on their farm, I hear. I don't know what's happened to her, but Marion tells me she's become quite the recluse, doesn't speak often, and spends most of her time outdoors wandering.
Or maybe she's out down by the lake like what Jessie and Miriam described. Or maybe we should pay Grace a visit.
I worry about the poor child. Jessie takes her to the pub now and again to get her out of the house, but I fear she might not be the best influence on such a young, troubled girl.
I nod and sip at my tea, then finally ask what I'd been avoiding as long as possible. And my parents, Malcolm's parents, yeah, what about them? Do they visit? Grandmother becomes distant, casting her eyes downwards. Oh, that's casting a bit of doubt.
They're both well and truly settled in the city. Your mother is a seamstress in a factory. Your father works as a mill floor manager.
Oh, wow, that must be delightful to work as.
Too busy to come calling on this old maid.
And that is that. I guess I'm not surprised, though I am saddened that they abandoned poor Agnes. Yeah, how dare my parents just abandon my poor grandmother in her absence? I guess I should stick for Agnes whenever I can. A cold reminder of how distant we had all become. At least warmth still radiated from Gran. Bless her heart. Yeah, oh, I love her. She and my grandfather have always been my beacons. The maternal and maternal fosters I needed in my youth. They were always there for me. And now, I am here for Agnes. Her dedication to the farm is unrelenting, maybe even misguided, but I am damned if I do not join her in the plight. This farm is part of Grant's heritage, where she feels safest. I could never bear the thought to rip it from her, or from the village that she and her descendants have called home for centuries. Yeah, how on earth did Grant ever think of selling this farm for collateral in the first part? Damn, her dedication must be wearing off, so we need to be there for Agnes. Come on, we need to give her all the love. Gran looks back up at me, tears in her eyes. Oh, I'm worried bringing up my parents has distressed her, but then I see that she smiles.
Malcolm, I can't really tell you the joy I feel to see you sitting there across from me, the golden sparkle in your eye that I always saw in your father's eyes and in your grandfather's eyes. It's as if you brought a piece of them back home to me. Oh my God. The elderly always knows what kind of phrases and words to just stab our hearts. They are very wise in their age. My heart melts a little. I try to laugh it off before my eyes tear up too. Sounds like someone is trying to butter me up before the evening chores. Come, let's get you cozy by the fire so I can go tend to the herd. Oh no, does that mean we have to go back to Hazel?
I don't want to be anywhere near that damn horse.
I spend the rest of the day relearning the routine on the farm. Time flies by under the lazy floating clouds. It's hard to believe less than 24 hours had passed since I rode into town. Less than a week since I was in an overcrowded barracks waiting to come home. My hands work on their own accord as my mind drifts, the spark of flashbacks falling into my thoughts. Oh yeah, the PTSD of the war. It must have been traumatic for Malcolm. Why is that girl back? She's transparent though, so maybe this is just a memory. The shy smile of the young woman welcoming me back just last night. Oh yeah, my favorite girl! Jessie in her flashy dress swaying on stage with a devil may-care grin. And Miriam as well. And Bulgarian. Oh, everyone's coming back to me. Miriam struggling with her packages. Bulgar's warm embrace and grandmother's scent. Explosions, gunfire, shouts of battle cries. The creeping dread of each dawn that I feared might be my last. Oh, I can even hear them in my ears. Oh, God. It's all coming back to... Oh! Thank God that wasn't a mortar, but... Yeah, the post-traumatic stress. I just want to give Malcolm a big old hug just to calm him down. I take a sharp breath and try to shake myself out of it. The memories are still fresh. Maybe too fresh. Hopefully, time will settle my mind, but I fear what I'll do until that day comes. I daydream about terror and love, and occasionally find myself wondering if there even is a difference. That is a good point to make, because will Malcolm ever find peace and happiness, even when coming back to the village? Oh, the day and night cycle. I really love the artwork of this, and the moon and the sun. They really contrast beautifully. And sunrise! There we go. Whenever has it been a purple sunrise here in the UK? Another beautiful day in the Vale. It's proving to be quite a warm and dry May. Perhaps Mother Nature is ready to move on from the doom and gloom of the last few years as well. The morning chores are done, and the sun is already high in the sky. Having tended to Hazel and the herd, oh, thank God that I didn't have to see her face again. I can finally move on to something more productive. It's about time I get started on the stable repairs. Patching the roof seems like a better option than offering Hazel an umbrella during the next nighttime rain after all. Yeah, let that horse just get soaked in the rain. I don't give a care about her. I pulled together some tools, rope and a fresh bundle of thatch, and I begin lugging them up a ladder. Once I'm up there, I am careful with my footing, lest I add a Malcolm-shaped hole to the roof. I think there's one already in the roof, Malcolm. You are a bit late. As is, the gaps are awful. I can see right down to the floors of the empty stalls. Empty? What? Hazel? What's happened? Maybe that explains why the door was open? From atop my high perch, I see her. How my horse escaped her stall. I have no idea, but there she is, bolting across the field towards the lock. Oh my God, she's escaped. She is really annoying me, that flippin' horse. Cursing, I fumble my way down the ladder, dropping my tools as I go. Fucking Hazel, stupid fucking horse, I'll punch you in the arse. That's my imagination of what Malcolm is feeling right now. Oh, we got another choice coming up. Oh, and this is a major one. Don't let her get away, or lure her back with treats. No, she's been a bad girl this time. No more treats for her. Don't let her get away. Oh, there it is, the lock. And there is Hazel. Oh my God, I detest her involvement. Thankfully, Hazel doesn't run too far. She slows to a halt on a bluff overlooking the loch, where she stoops to graze on a patch of bluebells. I can see them in her mouth. She must be very occupied. Yeah, come here, Hazel. You will be strapped again. Oh no, she noticed me flipping out! Come back here! I make my way across the field to retrieve my mare, tiptoeing up to her, but she bucks and darts off again. Oh, there's the other girl again? Oh, so we're finally going to meet her. Wait, is this the other sister? Is this Grace? Into the hands of a young blonde girl who effortlessly calms the horse in no time flat. Is this yours? Just look at the expression on Hazel's face. Oh my goodness me. Can't she ever just get a bit of positivity in her life? The girl comes closer, smirking, and leading Hazel through the pasture. She looks familiar. Grace? Oh yay, this is Grace. Yay, we're finally meeting her. And she's down by the lock as well, like what her sisters told us about her. I wonder what she's doing down at the lock. Maybe she's just skipping some stones across the water. Yes, Malcolm? That's me. My sisters mentioned you were back. It's nice to see you again. It's certainly been a long time. It has. Truth be told, I have very little memory of the youngest MacLeod sister. Oh, so Grace is the youngest. So who would be the oldest out of Miriam and Jessie? I'm guessing Jessie because she's a bit taller than Miriam. That's my assumption. Even when our families got together, she tended to be scarce. I struggle for more words. Ah, you look so much older. As do you. And this is? Hazel, the one and thankfully only. I'm amazed you were able to calm her. She's usually not very tolerant of strangers. It looks like she's not very tolerant of her owner either. You didn't have to spell it out for me, Grace. Jeez. I guess if I abandoned Hazel, Hazel would just be so proud like,
Yeah, that bloody owner's off my hoofs.
You ought to keep a closer hold on her. Seems as though she'd rather be running loose than being led by the reins. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, well, she's not exactly enjoying her relaxing farm life. Grace's expression changes, and I sense she has some sympathy for my horse's plight. Perhaps she'd rather be wild and free. Does Hazel understand that? Oh, she's gotten closer. No, get off me, girl!
Who do you think you are?
She's feisty. I like it. I can see by the look on your smirk, Grace. Why don't you just take Hazel away from me? It'll be a brick off my back. Feisty like you wouldn't believe. I suppose I should get her back to the farm. If she'll follow you. I'm not quite sure she's interested in where you're leading her. Sometimes we don't have a choice about where we go, or who we go with, do we? I reach for the reins, and Grace passes them to me after a moment's hesitation. I suppose. Goodbye, Malcolm. She turns without another word and begins walking toward the water. I wonder at a girl who can both seem so sullen yet confident. Well, her sisters did say she was a bit of a reclusive girl. Maybe she didn't really want to say a proper goodbye, like, okay, goodbye, and then just go away. Maybe Grace just prefers the life down at the lock and not in the crowds and such, because, yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming. What a strange girl. Be seeing you, Grace. Thanks for your help. Alright, Hazel. You're coming back home with me. Tugging Hazel back towards the stable, I think back on what I've heard about the youngest sister, wondering if she isn't just terribly lonely and bored on the farm all day. If she is feeling internally lonely, then why doesn't she just warm up to her sisters more oftenly? Best to not overthink it though. Much is left to be done today, and my mind can't bear any additional burdens. Oh boy, this day has been a bit wild than I expected. Back at my homestead, my first order of business is to put poor Hazel in a paddock with plenty of space. She seems to tolerate the accommodations well enough, but I keep a weather eye on her at all times just in case. Yeah, by remembering to close the stable door, Malcolm. Geez, you need to keep your manners intact. The much-needed patches to the stable roof keep me busy as the day draws on. It's one less thing for Hazel to hold against me, at least. Oh, and it's turning to sunset. Oh, I really love the transition there with the colours. The sun is already setting when grandmother calls me back in for supper. I kick myself for losing track of time. Can I even do that to myself? Ugh! God damn you for losing track of time! A day has passed, I've not eaten, and my hands are sore and calloused from all the hard work. Alright, Agnes, please fill me up. Give me some of the tea on the counter. I wash up, change my clothes, and sit down to enjoy a hearty meal with Agnes. But apparently, even a good scrub can't hide my fatigue.
Dear, you look exhausted. Did the day's labor not agree with you?
You don't know the half of it. We commiserate about the stubbornness of beasts. Calling Hazel a beast! Yep, that's what I would describe her as well, Malcolm. You're not alone. We commiserate about the stubbornness of beasts and talk long into the evening. And hey, the fireplace is finally lit up. Now we can get warm. Eventually, we both find ourselves yawning and rest beckons us. It looks as though the bed is calling you, Gran.
I'll retire now. Let you to your evening routine.
I wink and tilt my head towards the bottle of scotch by the sink. Why, Malcolm? Why'd you have to turn to the bottle? Just go down to the pub for a pint. You know, you're welcome to partake in the ritual.
Maybe a ween dram.
I grab the bottle and glasses, and we sit together in silence until Gran denies a refill.
I've had my fill. Any more tipsy, and I myself will need to be
poured into bed. Yeah, she turns into a liquid. There you go, Gran. Now just rest in bed. My muscles argue a little as I lift myself out of the chair and protest harder still as Gran gives me a tight embrace. Sleep well, Gran. I'll see you when the rooster crows.
Good night, Malcolm. May the Furies only slip you peace-filled dreams.
Is that like another way to say, don't let the bedbugs bite? Oh, the culture back then was way more fashionable. I chuckle, reminded of childhood fairy tales, as Agnes retires to her room. I'm busying myself with the dishes when I hear a light knock on the door. Oh, is it one of the girls? Are they back? God, that knock sounded very convincing. I honestly thought someone was knocking on my door. Who in the world would be calling at this hour? Well, time to find out. Alright. Oh, who is this? A lady in green. Well, she's definitely suiting my color in green, because wow, look at the state of her. Her green patterned seam dress and the arm wrappings as well, and the choker and wow, her braided hair. She is the embodiment of sparkling in style.
Malcolm, is that you?
A tall woman stands before me in the cool evening air. She is most definitely the flaxen-haired woman I noticed at the market today, and my former schoolteacher. Oh, so this woman's our former schoolteacher, so she must have told me back in the day, like maybe way before I employed in the war. Interesting, but why is she at my house at this hour? Her face is somber and frozen with worry, but she cracks a faint smile at my appearance. Miss Alina! Oh, Alina's her name. I like it. How are you? Ooh, we're getting a bit closer. But why does she look so worried? I reach out to give her a gentle embrace, though the measure is hardly reciprocated as she nearly pulls me away. Why is she acting so mysterious? That's not how you treat a hug, woman.
You remember me?
Oddly enough, she does not look like she's aged at all since I first saw her in the classroom so long ago. Of course I do. It's nice to see you.
You as well. The whole village is thankful to have you back, myself included.
You must come in to warm up. It's mighty late to be strolling out this way. She shakes her head and pulls the collar of her long green gown closer to her neck. Her piercing eyes stare boldly, almost invasively into me. What's going on with her? She's giving me the creeps.
No, I shan't be staying long, Malcolm. I came especially to see you.
She hesitates, and her gold hair shines in the moonlight, bringing out the blonde highlights.
You know everyone is relieved that you're home, safe and sound.
Thank you. It continues to be pleasant to hear. It's good to be home.
Yes, everyone is pleased, including the MacLeod girls. You've spoken with them.
Why is she invading in my business? Go away! I take pause at the sudden specificity. Her brow furrows, and she rubs her arms for warmth. We've crossed paths since I returned, yes? They are our neighbours after all. Are you sure you don't want to come inside? Concern is written all over her. I would appreciate the warmth more than she would, it seems. I want to ask if she's alright, but instinct guides me to otherwise.
No, thank you. I just...
Yes?
You need to know.
I need to know what? This awkwardness is really getting to me. Just say something!
It's best if you stay away from them.
Why? Why would she even bring that up? I've grown so close to the girls at this point that I can't turn them down. No way. Her words take me completely by surprise. It takes me a moment to find my bearings. Why on earth would you say that? Is something wrong? She begins speaking very fast and very concisively, as if rehearsed.
Please don't ask me. It's a private matter, one I ought not to even speak about. Just know I'm looking out for everyone's best interests.
How do you know what my best interests are, Alina? You think you can read my mind like a witch? Maybe she is a witch. Maybe that's why she's a school teacher. She knows things about me. Is this true? That's just my suggestion. What is going on? I'm at a loss for words. This is the side of Miss Alina I'd hoped to never see again. As a teacher, she was once kind, gentle and stern. Learning came easily through her methods of education. She was joyous and heartfelt in the classroom, but always knew when to raise her voice and chastise our boisterous youthlet. Isn't that every common typical teacher, Malcolm, nowadays? The methods have not changed from the old times. But occasionally, for no reason, she would become very serious, very superstitious over the smallest of things. Even as a child, I viewed it as strange behaviour. And outside of school, Well, it was like she was an entirely different person, a mournful and isolated woman when she was seen at all. It made life uncomfortable for a child who otherwise adored his normally cheerful teacher. What had she become now? Press for more information or just go along with it. I need to press for more information. ALANA, you're hiding something from me. What is it? Can you share with me why? Are they in danger? What has you so worried?
It's not something I can speak aloud. Not now. Please trust me. Respect my wishes and those of the girls.
They don't have any wishes though, ALANA. What are you talking about? I am overwhelmed with confusion. You're telling me, Malcolm. Is it their wish to not see me?
Not exactly. They're just are not prepared to ask you why to stay away. Malcolm, please just listen to me. Look in my eyes.
I'm looking at you dead in the eyes, ALANA, and all I see is danger. You're the danger. And look, why is it darkening around her? Her eyes are dark with desperation and sadness, even while reflecting the moon's glow. A darkness sweeps over the sky, as black as the Earl of Hell's waistcoat. The bright moon is clouded over.
It's because I care for you and them that I've come here tonight. They may seem like harmless girls, but outward appearances can be deceiving. Family secrets run deep.
Well, they may have had a bit of trauma with their parents, but I'm sure it's nothing too much to worry about, ALANA. Oh my god, I'm so confused.
Don't get too close to them. Know you've been asked in earnest. Please stay away from the MacLeods.
I've never seen such intensity from Miss ALANA. Whatever her reasons, she's clearly distressed, so I decide to appease her. Don't worry, I will respect their space. Thank you for coming by, but now, I really should be getting back to...
Oh, you've given me such relief, Malcolm!
No, I don't buy this genuine appreciation. No. She moves closer as if to embrace again. I warily step back, and in doing so, realize I may have offended her. I don't care! She tried to force that hug on me! Something's up with Miss ALANA.
I now must be on my way.
I'm sorry. Please take care, Miss ALANA. I hope to catch up with you soon. Perhaps in brighter circumstances. Yeah, turn it straight to her face, Malcolm. I point to the shaded moon. She nods, and as if on cue, the clouds part. Yeah, I don't buy into her superstitions.
Of course. Please give my best to your grandmother.
She steps away from the door and demurely waves goodbye.
Good night, Malcolm.
This has really gotten me puzzled about what's going on with the MacLeod sisters, because there's no reason why Miss ALANA would just drop this on me without, like, warning. I guess I have to figure it out somehow. Well, count me in. I'm a true detective on this case. I watch her as she walks away. Her silhouette shrinks, and I can't help but wonder what has her so distraught. Eventually, she veers off the path and deeper into the hill crossing, disappearing among the jagged boulders. I shiver and tell myself it is because of the draft. Inside, I warm myself with one more drink from the now near empty bottle of scotch. Drink away your problems, Malcolm. Don't pay attention to that woman. I don't realize how tense I am until I reach for the glass. The first sip eases the tension, but not my nerves.
Oh, hey, Agnes, what are you doing up? I thought you went to sleep.
Agnes ducks out of her room. I believe she can read my concern as I pour myself yet another drink.
Is all well? Was someone at the door, dear?
I lift my glass and polish off the whiskey, resolving to put the strange encounter behind me. It was nothing, Gran. Under my breath I add, just a ghost from the past. Oh! Well, he did say that he was once his school teacher, but maybe Miss ALANA has a relationship with Malcolm in some way that Malcolm fears her. Oh, this is growing ever so suspenseful. Oh god, why is the night ending there? Oh no. Is something going to happen? I don't like where this is going at all. Wait, it's still moon. Are we still in the night? We didn't see the sun come up. Oh, well, the sun's come up there. The smell of fresh baked pastry drifts out of the main room. I come in to find Gran stirring a pot at the stove.
Good morning. How did you sleep?
I feel like I've hardly slept at all. Well enough, I guess. Something smells good. She points to a basket of muffins on the table. The steam wafts around them as they cool. My throat is going a bit. I need a...
I baked some fresh treats for the MacLeod girls since they've helped make your reception home a warm one. Won't you be a dear and take these over to them?
Oh, absolutely, Gran. I'll take them over to them. I don't even know why Miss Alina doesn't trust them and tells me to stay away from them. My uncomfortable conversation with Alina is still fresh, although I don't want to worry my grandmother. Still... Gran, have you heard anything, well, odd about the MacLeod girls?
Odd? What do you mean?
The girls. Hasn't anything ever seemed off?
Why would you ever ask that? I've known them to be nothing but good.
Gran hesitates. But...
Malcolm, I've lived a long, full life. This town has a past. Secrets that aren't meant to be uncovered. Not everything is as it seems.
What? Why did she say that? I'm stupefied. Now Gran is giving me riddles too. What is happening? Why is everyone acting so mysterious? Fucking hell. I'm on the edge of my seat right now. Ugh, this is eking me. It almost sounds like the opening to one of the fairy tales that she would read to me as a wee lad. I do not like how there's no music playing. What is happening right now? What does that mean?
God willing, you'd never have to find out. Quickly now, while the muffins are still warm. Breakfast should be ready as soon as you return.
Before I know it, I find myself shooed out of the door, alone with a basket of muffins and a baker's dozen of questions in my head. Oh, I like that final line there. A baker's dozen of questions in my head. Like Malcolm has a ton of questions just firing in his head like fireworks. What are Gran and Alina talking about? In all my years, I've never noticed anything unusual in this sleepy hamlet, apart from Alina herself. Maybe Agnes is getting super suspicious too in her old age. Should I let her superstition stand in the way of being a good neighbor? Be a good... Ah! Even the choices are getting creepy! They are both literally saying, be a good neighbor. This can't be real. This can't be real. What is happening? Which one do I go for? They're legitimately both the same. We'll go for the bottom one. I shelve my concerns and tell myself that I can press for some answers on my return. This is really creeping me out. I do not like where this is heading. I make it to the MacLeod's house in no time. Miriam is standing at the door, almost as if she's waiting for me. She waves me over. Hey Miriam, what's happening?
Good morning, Malcolm. Oh, I'm so glad you decided to visit.
The morning rays highlight her cheerful features. Her smile is genuine, but something about it seems unusual. Different. Her expression falls as she seems to sense my unease.
Goodness, you've looked like you've seen a ghost. Would you like to come inside? There's tea on the stove.
Morning, Miriam. No, I can't stay. I just came to drop off these muffins, compliments of my gran. Is everything alright?
I asked the same of you. You look unwell.
Miriam takes me by the hand, all concern. The uneasy feeling grows, forming a knot in my stomach.
Come inside. We'll get you some tea. No buts.
I'm actually getting uncomfortable consistently in my seat. I can't relax. She leads me into the house. It looks much the same as I remember it from when I was a kid. You gotta admire, like, the decor of the MacLeod's house. They got a fancy calendar and assorted plates and pans. They know how to treat themselves. The woven rug made by their mother collects dust underneath the table, and the family portrait hanging over the mantel brings me back bittersweet memories of their stern father, Owen. We're learning more and more about the story, even when it's getting so uneasy, like... I have no idea what's happening. It would be a cozy space, except for an unnaturally harsh chill. Is it usually this cold in here?
Don't worry, we'll get you warmed up soon. Girls, we have a visitor!
I hear Jessie call out from another room. Miriam, who is it? Ah, there they are. My mind is boggling for answers. Why is Grace there? Because I thought she wasn't really familiar with her sister. She preferred life out on the loch. She comes into the kitchen with Grace beside her. Jessie is still in her flapper dress, which seems odd for the morning. Perhaps she just got home from a long evening out. No, I don't trust that statement. It seems too odd. Oh, Malcolm, how are you? All three girls are hovering around me. My knees have become weak and I feel helpless, like a specimen on display. You look awful. Are you alright?
Grace, be nice. Would you get the fire going?
Okay, they've gone away. Oh, are we seeing the rest of the house? I like that the curtains are coloured around Grace's own dress. Oh, the family portrait in the corner. Oh, so that must be Owen. So he must have been employed in the army as well. I really like Jessie's uniform there. She's even got like a bowler cap on. Maybe that's her usual like casual outfit. Grace complies, and Miriam takes my hand again, leading me to a chair by the fireplace. I take a seat, but instead of feeling the fire's warmth, I become cold all over and start to shiver. What is going on? Ugh. I can't get comfy at all. I'm sorry. I don't know what's come over me.
Hush, you poor thing. Let's get you warm.
But I'm not getting warm at all from the fire! Miriam strokes my hand, which now aches and burns. From the heat? I can't tell. The three sisters have gathered around me, a range of concern to pity playing across their faces. Crivens, Malcolm, are you contagious? Maybe you shouldn't have come here. Well, I didn't want to come here in the first place! As if he could stay away from a house full of sultry young... I don't like this at all. I don't like this. Speak for yourself. I'm struck by how unusual the sisters are acting. Had I walked in at the wrong time?
Girls, a blanket please. Some tea for Malcolm.
The fire feels warm and itchy across my palms, and I realise that it's not the flame near my hands, but slight involuntary movements of my fingers. I run my hands together as they twitch. Miriam stares at me with concern, her brow furrowed, lips frowning.
We're glad you've come back safely, Malcolm, but a lot has changed since you've left. Looks like you've changed too.
What does she mean by that? Am I understanding her words correctly? I try to respond, but my thoughts go cloudy. Even the background's gone blurry. The room spins. I reach out for Miriam, but my fingers close tightly together, like holding them. Why am I hearing heartbeats? Oh, I hear the music coming back. This sounds unsettling. I do not feel happy about this. What on earth? I can't fathom what is happening to me. I fear the worst. My mind flashes back to the crippling nerve agents of the war. My knuckles and veins sting as if being swarmed by hornets. My hands! I can't move them! Oh, come now. You're gonna be fine, Malcolm. Jessie's tone is stern. She has come back with a glass of something that is definitely not tea! Here, something special I liberated from the pub. It'll help you through it from the pub. No. She holds it to my mouth and I drink. Why would you even drink it then, Malcolm? You're being so submissive! The bitter liquid sears down my throat, lighting a fire deep in my chest, while Miriam continues to stroke my bound fingers like a worried parent. Magic! Oh my god. What? Oh my god, am I transforming? Those are hoofs. What, am I turning into Hazel or something? That's my worst nightmare. I don't want to turn into that stupid horse. Before my eyes, my fingers fuse together. I panic as they shrink and harden into dark, cloven hoofs. A thin layer of brown fur develops around my wrists. What is this? What's going on? Miriam is right. You've changed, Malcolm. Now, no more questions. Grace places a finger to my lips, then wraps a wool blanket around my shoulders. The wool feels itchy around my face, and I quickly realize that it's not the blanket on my cheeks, but slight twitches of my lips and jaw. Don't you dare wink at me, Grace! Oh, the magic's railing up to my face. I toss off the blanket and try to run my hand across my face, but the hoof awkwardly clips my lower jaw. My jaw juts out, cracking and lengthening, the tug as smooth as taffy being pulled. Oh my goodness me. Oh, I'm turning into a deer actually. Oh, flippin' hell. When it stops, it jolts my body, shaking me down through my neck and throat. Instinctively, I run my tongue along the inside of my cheek, and I can feel blunt and narrow crescent ridges of enamel. Even my teeth are readjusting. The fire in my chest grows. My body at once shakes and expands, and my insides feel full of adrenaline. My pulse races. I cry for help, but only a strangled bleat comes out. Oh yeah, cause your voice box would be changing as well and breaking. That must feel terrible.
Shush, stay calm, Malcolm. Breathe deeply.
I am breathing deeply, but none of this is helping.
Miriam tries to pacify me, putting her hand upon my muzzle, stroking my head. I feel like a drum is beating slowly inside, then more steadily and painfully. My ears too, they're lengthening as well. My ears become more erect and start increasing in size. The hair on my head falls out in clumps. No, I don't want to replace my glorious hair. Oh, now I just feel ugly without it. Falls out in clumps, replaced by more fur. Small bones pierce through my scalp as antlers form atop my skull. The descriptions of this novel is incredible. Oh, there come the horns. Yep, there they are. But they do look dazzling though. Those are some magnificent antlers. The soft and bristly nubs continue to grow and extend as her hand moves along the fur. The antlers forcefully tear out and shed their furry covering as I bleat out in terror. Oh my god, I can only imagine how Malcolm is feeling in this moment. The hard rack must stand 2 full feet above my body height. I push Marion away and jump back, realizing too late the true significance of her attentions. She looks hurt.
I'm sorry. We should never have grown so close, Malcolm.
Don't apologize. Malcolm only has himself to blame. Jesse, I thought I liked you. Oh my goodness. It's gonna tear away my clothes, isn't it? Jessie has stepped up from behind me. She places her hand on my chest, causing the fire inside to erupt into a blaze. I'm literally burning up inside! But damn, these frames that are popping up, they are so good in the style. Look at them! Immediately, my shirt tightens around my ribcage, and the buttons pop, exposing a fuller, broader chest with a lush coat of fur. My balance becomes unsteady. All of the skin below my stomach pulsates as my legs grow longer and more muscular, the calves and thighs widening enough to rip through my trousers. Oh, am I going to become like quadruple now, like on all fours? I fumble with my hooves to remove my belt, gagging as my torso builds out. Jessie watches my struggle, biting her lip. She's enjoying this, isn't she? Flippin' hell, go, have some dignity. Let me take care of that for you. Oh, she's wrapping her arms around me. She's gonna take it off me, isn't she? Look at the state of her face right there. She literally has devil eyes. I think you're getting a bit too close for comfort there, Jessie. Helpless, I let Jessie work the clasp. My body continues to expand, ripping my shirt sleeves completely open. All the while, more brown fur spreads along every inch of my body. At last, the belt comes free, and my pants fall to the floor. I gasp deeply, able to breathe once more, but the relief is short-lived. Whoa, that's me? That must be Malcolm there. Whoa. So I have become a deer, but am I going to stay anthro or feral? I wobble onto my feet, exposed, feeling humiliated, vulnerable, and defiant. Don't worry, Malcolm, you're at the tail end of this. Grace's attitude is pissing me off! She steps up, looking like she might offer a hand to help my balance. Instead, she gives me a hearty slap on the rump. Stop it, you cheeky girl! Get away from me! This cannot be real life, surely. Maybe that's why the sun didn't come up. Is Malcolm dreaming? Oh, yep, there it is. There it comes. That's a gorgeous tail, if I might say. From the point of impact, a sharp puncture blows through the back of my underclothes, and a white tail protrudes from the waistband. The surprise makes me jump and hobble across the room.
Malcolm, be careful! Don't get too close to the fire!
I would rather burn myself than put up with any more of this torture, Marion. It takes an effort from her words to register. I stumble away from the fireplace, tongue lolling, in a panic amplified by an unfamiliar animal urge to run for the hills. Am I losing my mind? A painful impact to my foot causes me to trip, sending me crashing to my knees. I think they are now turned into hoofs now, Malcolm. You need to get it together with the language. Oh no! Oh, they haven't turned yet. Ah, there they go. Whoosh, out of the shoes. And they look like perfectly good boots as well. Oh, for God's sake, sisters, you're making me ruin my perfect fashion sense. To my horror, even my feet are shifting. With 2 audible ruptures, hoofs blow out through my leather shoes. Oh my god, that's Malcolm right now. Hold on a second, does this prove my theory that Hazel was once human or something? Oh my god, this is literally haunting. I'm desperately hoping this is a dream. My shoulders collapse inward and I fall forward onto all fours. I try to stand, frailing, and my hind legs buck near the kitchen table. Girls, can't you just go away right now? I don't want to see any of them at this moment. Serves you right. Now maybe you'll find some other lasses to fawn over. Jessie groans, but Grace's taunt still cuts me to the core. I literally feel like Malcolm right now. I'm helpless to even continue on in the story. What have I become? I try to speak, but I've lost my voice. I'm losing my voice right now. I feel helpless, trapped inside my own mind. Am I going mad? I buck again. Yeah, come on, girls, just let him go. Miriam looks a bit distraught, though. Maybe she didn't want this to happen. Let's hide this for a moment. Just look at that art. If that isn't beautiful, then I don't know what is. The style of it alone is brilliant. It's fantastic. It's realistic but toony in a way because everything looks a bit uncanny valley, but I am in love with the beauty of it. Miriam at least looks woeful yet supportive. I stand motionless in my new deer form until Miriam comes face to face with me, cradling my new jaw and looking at me in the eyes. Just say something, Miriam, please.
I'm sorry, Malcolm. You have to stay away. Stop asking why. Wits for ye no go past ye.
Is that some magic spell? Oh my god, yes. I knew it was a dream! Bloody hell! Okay, I can relax properly now. That literally terrified me. The girls' faces are frozen in my mind as I am jolted out of the nightmare. I wake up on the ground, trembling, covered in cold night sweat. My head aches from where it impacted on the floor. My hands shake as I reach for my head, relieved to find that my skull is intact and there are no antlers or hoofs. Well, thank Christ for that. Even my cap is intact. Yep, I don't want that precious cap to be ripped apart. Miriam's words from the dream reverberate in my mind. Wits for ye'll no go past ye. It means whatever is meant to happen to you will happen to you. That alone is just daunting. I don't want to hear that phrase again. No thank you. We heard it many a time from Miss Alina before any of us received punishment for misbehaving. Wait! Did Miss Alina cause that dream to happen? Miss Alina must be a witch. I do not trust her in the slightest. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Never question the teacher. Well, I always talk back to my teachers and I never got punishment like this. Oh, thank you. The music's back. Please, give me the sun. Yes. Oh, that's reassuring. I did question why the sun didn't appear the previous time. I can't get back to sleep no matter how many times I roll over. Instead, I wake early and scrub my body over and over, trying to sour away the memory of the nightmare. Boar bristles tear away the entire top layer of my skin, and the burning sensation feels like a rebirth. Only after a third rinse of my face do I dare head back inside. Okay, Agnes, are you back to being just heartwarming and sweet towards me? I keep pinching my leg to assure my brain that I am awake and not still trapped in the dreamland. In the living area, Gran stands at the stove and I revisit the dream.
Malcolm, good morning. Did you sleep well?
No, actually, Gran, I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Nightmares?
I'm afraid so. Gran, I would just appreciate a hug right now. I want all the embraces. Gran sets the tea and sugar down on the table, sits across from me, and takes my hands into hers.
Malcolm, the worst is over. Don't let your heavy heart weigh you down. If I'd let that happen, I'd have left this earth right after your granddad. But there's still much to live for.
Gran, I appreciate hearing that.
Even if it's not what you want, it's what you get. Then you learn to want it.
Thank you.
What is it?
I have a funny question.
Go ahead. Probably nothing stranger than I've heard on a Sunday morning in the pews.
Well then, I decide to be blunt. Have you heard any strange rumors about the MacLeod family? Anything that would make you stay away? Gran doesn't even blink.
Never!
Really?
Listen, my boy, I'll be clear with you. A few people were fussing about when the girl's mother passed a few years back. They had heard Owen may have taken a liking to another woman in town.
Oh, wow, Owen. That's very faithful of you.
I couldn't tell you who, and he perhaps was not the most doting father to those lovely young women. But no doubts have I ever raised about the kindness of that family.
A relief washes over me, cleansing me stronger than any soap or bristles could. Gran's assurance has that power. That makes me happy to hear.
Why in the world would you ask me that?
Just idle chatter, Gran. You know those rumour mills.
They never stop churning.
I can't continue on with this game any longer. I am literally exhausted. I eat quickly, bearing chews on my eggs, bid my grandmother a good day and get to work. Atop the stable's barn, the air, sun, and bracing wind cleanse my spirit. Hey, the colours have come back. No more of the eerie pink and purple. I do not want to see that sunrise again. The sun wins through the sky, and I diligently patch the holes. Yeah, I can see them as well. They've all patched away. Ah, good work, Malcolm. I lose myself to the blessed haze of simple manual labour. By noon, I have to remind myself to take a break. I don't want a repeat of yesterday's marathon triggering another night of frightful sleep. Yeah, don't overwork yourself, people. Just let yourself relax in between the day. Stepping cautiously down from the roof, I take one ladder rung at a time. I then address my options for the afternoon, fully aware that every decision I make in life is now completely up to me. Are you speaking to me, Malcolm? It seems that you're more aware of your decisions lately. Oh, we've got 3 choices here, and it's a major decision. But I think that I am going to leave this part on this end screen right now, because this feels like a really good cliffhanger to end this video on. I'll make this choice in the next part, FLUFFBUTTS, so stay tuned for part 3. And so, FLUFFBUTTS, gosh darn, what a part this was, and I am literally tired from playing this part in the story. I think I need to take a rest myself. I was almost in tears from that transformation part. The suspense that built up to it was brilliant, and yeah, some of the best parts in this story so far. I wonder what will happen next in part 3, so stay tuned for that part, FLUFFBUTTS, coming soon. So, FLUFFBUTTS, don't forget to hoof smash that like button down below, and comment your thoughts on what you thought of part 2 of Changeling Tale, and subscribe to my channel for more stuff like this coming soon. And also, don't forget to leave a pledge on my Patreon page down in the description below, so you can help support me in making these fantastic videos more consistently. And I shall see you all after I've had a good night's sleep. Bye bye! And just before this video ends, I want to give a huge thank you to all my patrons on my Patreon. My Silver FLUFFBUTT patrons, Sabrina Wade and Alex Smith, and all my Gold FLUFFBUTT patrons, Jack Leichter, Drew Lazinski, Clear Heart Apple, Owen Wildish, Jonathan Chapper, Darthsiler22, and KikiBat VA. All of your love and support is greatly appreciated. Thank you.